What is going on, fam? Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, I want to talk a little bit more in depth regarding my bipolar disorder. Now, before I move forward with this video, with this particular piece of content, I first experienced my manic episode when I was 19. And at the time, because in my culture, by default, we don't really care about mental health, I would have said it's just all in my head. But for the past 20 months, I've been studying from and working with clinical psychologists, licensed marriage family therapists, and licensed professional counselors, and licensed psychological associates. These people, they've taught me so much about mental health that now I've developed the skill for having empathy. When I was in corporate America, and even before, I didn't care about other people. If it wasn't in my best interest, I truly didn't care. And I've been called out. I was told exactly that I'm an idiot. I was told that I didn't know what I was doing. I essentially, since the start of working with them for 20 months, I had a chip on my shoulder. This has nothing to do with my knowledge, skills, and abilities as a human being, but it had to do with my mental health and as well as what I was doing with my life. Revealing to you that I have a bipolar disorder. Not to mention that as I speak to you, telling you that I have a bipolar disorder, not quote unquote, I'm bipolar, I'm letting you know that if you watch this video now or later, I want you to know that you're not alone. I thought I just had ADHD. I thought it was normal to have racing thoughts and drink alcohol to the point where it slowed me down because I couldn't keep up with my thoughts. On top of that, I had anxiety disorder and a panic attack where my thoughts became so distorted, I'm having a panic attack because I cannot keep up with them. That's not including the fact that I was suffering or suffer from insomnia and I can't sleep, so I'm always waking up with racing thoughts and I can't keep up. And at some point, as I openly tell you, it becomes so distorted that I start becoming delusional and in a way, psychotic. Now, psychotic doesn't mean I'm psychopathic or sociopathic. That's not what that means. Psychotic means I'm breaking from reality and I can no longer keep up being grounded, being here, being mindful that I am here. Adding more into that, I would suffer from derealization, and I believe it's called depersonalization as well, where I start questioning my existence as a human being. Am I really a human being? Is there something more? It's almost morbid in a way, and you start questioning exactly what your purpose is. And this has nothing to do with like discovering your purpose as I discuss in my book. It has to do with I'm mentally disassociating from what's real and what's not, and I feel like I'm just an entity and I shouldn't exist. You do this days on end where you're you just can't sleep. Suicidal thoughts start creeping in, and that's when things start getting a little bit out of hand. And I'm gonna drink my protein shake because I just got out of the gym. And so I want to let you know that I've been reading this book, An Unquiet Mind. It's by Dr. K. Redfield Jamison, a memoir of moods and madness. And I want to give you a little synopsis, so when you get this book, there'll be a link down in the description. Here's the reason why. Professor of psychiatry at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and co-author of the standard medical text, Dr. K. Redfield Jamison is one of the foremost authorities on manic depressive illness. Manic depression is bipolar disorder. It just changed in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, I believe that's what it's called. For even while was pursuing her career in academic medicine, Jamison found herself succumbing to the same exhilarating highs and catastrophic depressions that afflicted many of her patients as her disorder launched her into ruinous spending sprees, episodes of violence, and attempted suicide. In an Unquiet Mind, Jamison examines manic depression from the dual perspectives of the healer and the healed, revealing both its terrors and the cruel allure that at times prompted her to resist taking medication. She has emerged with a memoir of enormous candor, vividness, and wisdom, one of those rare books that have the power to transform lives and even save them. What you need to know is that this person is a doctor of psychology, and she has manic depressive illness or bipolar disorder, meaning that the person that founded a medical text on the study of bipolar disorder and manic depression, she herself has it. Probably not to the severity I do, depression-wise. I tend to suffer from mixed mania where I'm depressed and anxious at the same time instead of depression entirely. But again, it's different for everybody. If you mean to tell me that I can't live a prosperous life, fuck you. Because the person who created the medical text on bipolar disorder and manic depression lives a prosperous life. I believe she's in like her 60s or 70s, something like that. But she's very sought out. Not only as a patient, but also as a clinician as well. As I tell you this, my aim moving forward is to advocate and spread the awareness for mental health. If you ever feel alone, if you ever feel like you're worthless, if you ever feel like you shouldn't exist, I do highly encourage you to reach out for the mental health help you need. I'll put a number down in the link of the description just to prevent suicide. It's going to be the National Suicide Prevention number. But on top of that, I also want you to comment on what you've experienced with depression. And if you do suffer from bipolar disorder, how have you gotten over your humps? How have you gotten over your manias and your depression? And I encourage you to also get educated. As I wrap this video up, I'm going to post another link down in the description. Now, I don't make any money off of this particular link. I want you to know that. If you do buy an Unquiet Mind, I do because I am an Amazon affiliate, but that again allows me to create content to support this channel. There's a link to the International Bipolar Foundation, and they offer free books and free resources. And I highly recommend that you check it out because it's something that's allowed me to stay sane for the past several months. I was about 260 pounds in January. From there, right now, I am 238. I take antipsychotics, second generation antipsychotics. I'm on Seroquel. I take Buspar for my anxiety and panic attacks. Propranolol is for my occasional panic attack I have, which I really don't use. I take Trazodone just in case I ever fall into a depression. And I also take Adderall for my attention. As I explained in my last video, and I post a link somewhere around here so you can see that. If you see this one first before you see the other one, I have a smorgasbord of mental health illnesses. Yet, I'm here grounded to be able to deliver this to you and live a full-time job and also have a side business. There's still hope for you if you reach out for help and continue to pursue it. If you know somebody who has bipolar disorder or a severe mental health illness, don't shame them for something they can't control. Don't be a dick. Give a helping hand and see how you can help them. Because I assure you, you will be able to put them in a place where they feel much more optimistic, much more safe, and more importantly, they feel like they are worth staying here. Until next time, guys, stay tuned. Take care.